A message for my people.
Nick Dad, baby. We the new label.
Yeah. Now this the black sheep sticking its home. I need a crib like I'm Gatsby.
I need it
in hand, just understand my
Pockets that deep.
with nothing to prove. I ain't got nothing to do. When they can't compete and I got nothing to lose. You see, they told me I'm the one that's gonna benefit.
Yes, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Veterans Minimum, the #1 sports betting vibe on the internet. Coming off a fucking wild weekend. We are back. All things Veterans Minimum are at Veterans Minimum. Wearing a Mets jersey on purpose?
Yeah, it's for you.
Let's go. That's big love right there.
Pause, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got it at least every now and again, you know what I mean? I only got a few, you know, so you got to get some Daryl Strawberry love.
Okay.
I get Daryl on the show. I've got to bring this one back quicker than I'd like, but, you know, yeah. Interesting for you to come to my home. It's very interesting. It's just a little,
It's been a while, man.
a little
It's been
awkward.
a
I
while.
wasn't prepared for you to be
so
in this
I
one.
like to. I mean, everyone knows that listens to the show. I'll kind of double dip. You know, what's cool about the off season of the NFL is I'll map out a schedule of shows. So it's a lot of content that I could release something. I could record something, I should say, today and release it next week.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you know, spoiler, an episode coming out is going to be NFL awards, where we're just going to do all the betting picks and shit, right? So I can record that next week and then put it out in August. And unless someone gets hurt, it's still going to be relevant for the most part. Like, I've been talking about Saquon Barkley being Offensive Player of the Year since he got traded to the Eagles.
Yeah.
So I think everyone has an idea of who I'm going to bet on and who my pick is going to be for Offensive Player of the Year. So that kind of content, I like to call it evergreen.
That's right. It's evergreen
Right. So
content.
it's really difficult during the football season when you record something on Monday, you got to put it out Monday. You record something on Thursday, you got to put it out Thursday.
Yeah.
I can't record something and then put it out 3 weeks from now. It's not going to be relevant. So that's basically the reason why I haven't been recording here. It's because, you know, double dipping. But with the weekend, it was a lot of crazy shit going down, a lot of more current event stuff. Figured we had to pop up in your hood.
Yeah, hey. And in my studio, I didn't even have to change seats. I came right back 2 minutes later. So no, it's good stuff. Yeah, talking about this weekend, my man's Nick's already forgetting about the little people. Already forgetting the little people, Nick.
I was super VIP this weekend.
You were extremely VIP.
I was very VIP this weekend.
You did tell me that you might be down there.
Yeah.
And so when I literally, so it was so funny. So this is how I knew you were there, right? So literally, as because I got my ticket that day, I got my ticket at the game. As I'm walking through the metal detectors, I pulled my IG back up because I was gonna start, you know, just getting some clips and whatnot. And the first picture that popped up was you at the game like this, like, and so that's when I texted you like, "Hey, I made it in."
Yeah, it didn't take too long for me to get fucking tanked, bro.
You're a high trained athlete. You shouldn't be out here like this.
Yeah, shout out to the homies at the Win hooking it up with Field Club tickets to the Brazil-Paraguay game. I went with my buddy Chris. People know him from the show. He's been on the show a bunch of times, but I call him my agent. Super smart dude, very business savvy. To this day, anything I need as far as, you know, I dropped out of, not high school, that'd be crazy. But I dropped out of college, so like there's a lot of shit that I can't understand, you know what I mean? Especially in the business world. So I go to him to break everything down for me.
Chris, I was on the show with Chris before as well. Chris is the friend that does he do real estate, or he's trying to remember, he's from New York, right?
He's from New York, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I met Chris.
Yeah, so we were at the game, and I was already getting shit-faced because I bet Colombia to win 3-0, and I bet Colombia same game parlay to win over 2.5, and Luis Diaz to score, so then that hits. Mind you, anything I give out, whether it's on Patreon or on social media, I'm straight betting it. But then I also parlay it in the event what happened on Friday happens, which was Colombia 3-0 was my correct score. And then we're at the Brazil-Paraguay game, and I bet 4-1. And it's, I believe, 2-0 at halftime. Brazil had missed the penalty kick.
3-0.
It was 3-0?
They got it to 3, yeah.
Before half?
Before half. Remember, it was because they missed the penalty.
Yeah, they missed the
And
penalty.
then Vini finally freaking breaks middle and gets the goal to break the ice. But they got 3. It was 3-0. It was 3-0 at half.
I feel like you're wrong.
No, I
You could be right because I was also hammered.
Are we putting anything on this?
I was also hammered.
Because I got video evidence to prove it.
Wow, it actually was. Yeah. Well, 6 minutes of stoppage time.
Because
In the
remember,
first half.
they scored like literally like right before stoppage time.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the story, right?
Fair enough.
It's 3-0 at halftime. I'm feeling really good about things. I'm looking at the cash out. We don't cash out because we don't wear 3 condoms. That's not our thing. We're going to let it ride. And I go to get drinks. That's when Paraguay scores.
That's what happened.
And I'm like, yo, we got one. We got the one we wanted, right?
Yeah.
And then, bro, when I tell you that the 4th goal happens and it's like the 68th minute-ish, maybe earlier.
Yeah,
maybe.
No, it was about.
It was
there.
in the 60s.
It was about there. Yeah.
Every like 90 seconds, I'm yelling out at the top of my lungs, "Don't score!" So people start like they're looking at me right now. I'm talking about like obnoxiously loud.
Yeah.
And then people are just kind of like, "What the fuck?" Like, yeah, I'm in a pro Brazil crowd. Like everyone's Brazilian and all that. So every 90 seconds, bro, I'm yelling, "Don't score!" The Brazilian team is warming up in front of us.
Yeah.
Like Endrick, Rafinha, all these guys, they're warming up. And I'm like, "Yo, Endrick, don't score, please." Bet. Yo, Rafinha, please don't score. And I'm just like, and obviously they probably don't understand what I'm saying. But then these 3 dudes come over, they're like, "Yo, bro, what'd you bet?" I was like, "Yo, I actually bet the correct score to be 4-1. They're like, "Get the fuck out of here." So I show them my screenshot, right? I'm showing them all this shit. Long story short, the game ends 4-1, and I win a total of $19,000. Mind you, on like 300 entered.
That's crazy.
Correct score parlay, straight bet everything. And it was just like, it was wacky, bro. And I just got absolutely shit-faced after.
It's fair. It's fair. It's fair times.
It was just like, my boy Chris was like, "Yo, bro, don't score" is like the weekend recap. Just yelling out. And then we went out to dinner. Shouts to Yasim over at Barry's. We went over to Barry's Steakhouse.
Oh, okay.
And
You seen getting some love.
yeah, I mean, bro,
That's my guy.
Yeah, he's really good people, man. He's a big soccer fan too, so we talk about soccer all the time. And yeah, he hooked it up as he always does. And then the bill comes, and I hand the bill to Chris, and he goes, "Nah, bro, you're paying for this shit. Let's not get crazy." I was like, "Yo, you're right, yeah." So I took care of dinner, and it was a good weekend, man. It was a really good weekend. We went to the fights also. The fights were fun. What did you think about the UFC?
It was a card that was supposed to be headlined by Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
It had that feel. I mean, the UFC made the best of a bad situation. You know, with Dan Ige stepping in literally hours before, which was just crazy. But the overall card was a bit flat. You know what I mean? Biggest thing now as far as Pereira is concerned is just what's next. Like what's, like I was talking about earlier on the show today, like what's next for him. When you look at the other names, he's either beaten them or they aren't a name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Really in the division, the only thing that I could truly see, if they wanted to do like a Johnny Walker, maybe there's another Brazilian card out there in the next 6 months. If they wanted to do something like that. But
What, against Pereira?
That's it.
Nah, Walker just got knocked out. No way.
He just lost. Thank you. He did just lose.
Yeah.
I
No
forgot
way,
about
no
that.
way.
Yeah, there's nothing left. Because everyone else he's already beaten.
I think the only other name would be Ankalaev, but I wonder how much the UFC wants to have that. For a combination of many reasons. Like, I don't know if Ankalaev has any star power. I also think he'd be the first legitimate wrestler that Pereira would go up against. I also would make him a favorite over Pereira. I think he opened up as a favorite, and now a lot of people have been betting Pereira, but I don't know if it's people betting it because it's the aura of Pereira or they really think it's a favorable matchup for him. What I think they should do is, and I know it's been floated around, and it's not like a crazy take, but I think the idea of him going to heavyweight, I think, is the most intriguing. Like you said, he's beaten everyone in the division for the most part, except for Ankalaev.
Yeah.
And there's never been a 3-division champion in the UFC. And this guy is legitimately, right now, I think he's the biggest star in the UFC.
Which is crazy to say, but you're not crazy.
Yeah. Now, mind you, I'm excluding Conor because he hasn't fought in 30 months.
He don't count.
And I don't think we see him the rest of the year. Right? Even Dana White has hinted that I'm not going to book any new shit with Conor until he's 100% healthy. Then we could get into talks. Then we could maybe pick a date. But then when you're looking at it, it was something I was talking on the show last week with Zaid Hussein. Shouts to Zaid for coming on with us. When do you book him? Because he ain't fighting in Manchester. He's not fighting in Perth. He's not fighting at the Sphere. He's not fighting in Abu Dhabi. He's not fighting at MSG. Do you put him on the December card? It's usually a Vegas card in December. It's probably the only one. Or do you just say, yo, he's such a big name that you do like a 308.5 or some shit, or you just move the numbers around and then you make a Conor and Chandler card? Because I think Chandler is just going to hold on for as long as he can to him fighting Conor. I mean, he's been waiting for so long, right?
Yeah,
so,
he's already been waiting a year.
Yeah, so back to the idea of Pereira. I think, what do people like in fighting? They want to see knockouts.
Yeah.
For as much as I love jiu-jitsu, I always say this thing to people and they think I'm like trying to be silly because I always fuck around a lot. I don't like jiu-jitsu enough to go to like ADCC or to go to jiu-jitsu competition to watch. I really don't.
Yeah.
Now, if my gym mates or my teammates, teammates, if they're competing and there's like 12 of them on the card, I love it. I'm down. But for me to just go see 2 people do jiu-jitsu, or even if it's like the biggest names in the sport, I don't love it that much, bro. I love training a lot.
Yeah.
And I respect it, but I'm not into jiu-jitsu to go watch as random people, right? Like,
no, 100%. I understand.
When I've been to the Fight Pass Invitational and my buddy Shane has competed on it, after Shane competes, I'm like, I want to get out of here. It's just not my thing, right? So the reason why I'm saying all this is because what do people like in fighting? They want to see knockouts.
Yep.
They don't want to see guard passing into side control and then you take the back. Like, they don't want to see that. Pereira knocks out people and he like sends them into different orbits. And it's like his swag about it, the walkout, the music, the stare down. Like, bro, I never seen them really focus on a stare down like they did over the weekend. And I think right now, him putting people away the way he has and how he steps up on relatively short notice, saves 300, saves 303. He's very active. He's the biggest star in the UFC.
Yeah. Yeah. I think as far as the move to heavy, my only thing is, you know, when we talk about it in boxing all the time, does your power travel? And heavyweight, you know what I mean? Like when you think of, you know, he was at welter, you think at, you know, at not welter, he was at middle, right?
Yes, middleweight, yeah, 185.
So you think about middleweight, for him to get down, now at light heavyweight, he's not a very big guy. He doesn't, you know what I mean? Like when you think of Jamal, when he gets in the cage, looks small, but in real life, Jamal walks around 250, 260. Johnny Walker's up around 260. You know what I mean? Those guys get down. Pereira he doesn't walk around much bigger than 240. He stays in pretty good shape. When you think about him moving to heavyweight, those guys all drop bombs, like consistent bombs. I don't know if he has the power to continue to travel forward. And when that power leaves, he doesn't have, you know, when you think of, you know, Jon Jones, going to heavyweight, well, he's still quicker than the rest of these heavyweights. He can do things. Pereira's not fast. He's not like, you know what I mean? He is what he is. He's going to come forward. He's going to hit you. You probably going to fall. That's really what it is. You know what I mean? He doesn't have those other kind of elite skill sets that I feel like would travel forward with him as he goes up in weight. So that's my only concern with it.
I don't know if I agree though, because I feel like, so I've always said that I think the the scariest body types in fighting are the Pereira types. The guys that, I mean, Pereira might be a bad example, but you know how he's like lanky and sort of lean?
Yeah.
Like he don't look like Francis. Like if you
No.
were to see Francis, you'd say, yeah, he probably can knock out everyone on the planet.
He's a monster.
Right? It's the guys that, like, even Adesanya has freakish power. Sean O'Malley. O'Malley don't look like, oh, he's a knockout artist, but when he hits people, they get sent.
Yeah.
So that body type is,
Deceptive.
I think, deceptive. Perfect word to use. And also, if you're looking at Jon Jones, like, bro, if they give Pereira enough time, we're not saying for him to fight in August at heavyweight. Do like the Jon Jones thing. Like tell him like, yo, you're gonna fight heavyweight November at MSG. You give him 3 months to put on the weight, the size, the right way, and he probably steps into the cage 240, 245, and then what would Jones be? 250,
Yeah.
260. A former light heavyweight going to heavyweight. Your logic is that the power doesn't translate, so it's a perfect matchup in that sense, if you do feel that way. But I think just giving him the chance to, because he might be the only guy that'll ever have a chance to be a 3-division champ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's too wide of a range for you to be able to do that. Like you ain't gonna have a 135er go all the way up to 155 and challenge. I don't think it's possible.
Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
Because then the 155ers are usually 190.
Yeah, 170, 180. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if you have a chance to make this happen with Pereira, I say you do it, man.
Look, to your point, he's one of the biggest stars in fighting right now. And they don't, if you think of all the stars over the last, I'd say 4 years, the COVID years, Volk is kind of slowing down. Not hearing as much from Volkanovski. Most of the main guys are gone. Connor's leaving. You know what I mean? Francis is gone. Jon Jones is in and out type deal. He's always been in and out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. To your point, he's the biggest star right now.
Yeah, and I think he's just very exciting, and just it's the stare downs, it's the freakish power. It's all that shit that goes into it. And even him being concerned for Yuri after, he's like, yo, bro, I just killed this guy. You know what I mean? Like, Herb Dean, what the hell was that, bro? Herb Dean is the king of just, like, letting guys die and then step in.
That one...
So can I tell you why? Can I tell you why?
Yeah.
Because he gets dropped at the end of round 1.
Yes.
And then what does Pereira do? Not even 10 seconds into round 2, head kick, drops him again. Like, bro hasn't recovered, dude. He's still concussed. So to me,
that's fair.
It's like, yo, bro, it's one of those where the guy is dazed and confused already. If he eats a crazy shot,
let it go.
No, don't let it go.
Yeah. Well, let it go for him. Like, it's over for him.
Yeah, like, let it go. Okay, yeah. Fair. Like, let that shit go, bro. It's a wrap. You ain't coming back. Because, like, how many times have you seen going into a 3rd or a 4th round where people are calling for the fight to be stopped, and then the moment they get pressed up against a cage and they eat like 3-4 shots, the ref will just, as they're standing, just step in and wave it off. It's like, how many more is he gonna possibly eat? Sort of like Tony Ferguson. Remember when he fought Gaethje and during the pandemic? It was the first COVID fight. It's like that fight should have been stopped before, but the moment that Tony gets hit and then does it's like, all right, it's a wrap. Yeah, we're stopping it. So that's how I felt that should have went. And that was my only gripe with Herb Dean there. But it was a fun card, man. It was a super fun card, super fun weekend. It was a blast. Do you like going out in Vegas as a local?
I'm old, man. I'm old. Did I have my time is what you're asking? Did I have my time? Oh, I had my time, Nick.
Nah, I'm not putting that past you. But I'm saying, like, for as much as I like when people come to visit, kind of hurts the pockets.
Well, and see, you're finally starting to understand what Vegas is. There's free, and then there's Vegas free, which is 2 totally different frees. Because like, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, it's free, but still had to pay for parking. Oh, I valeted, so valet now isn't free anymore. That's $30. Well then, they had to tip. That was another $40, $60, $100, whatever the tip is. Like, it's still not free. So yeah, even when things are on paper, like it's gonna be a great time, it's like, man, I still had to come off bread.
Yeah. No, for me, it's always been weird because when I have people come visit Vegas, it's a $300 to $400 night every time.
Yeah.
Dinner, party, table minimum. And I'm just like, that's the floor.
Yeah.
The one night was very expensive. It's almost sickening how much money I spent.
Yeah.
Feel better because it was 4-1 Brazil, but I would never do that if it wasn't for that too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm one of those guys. Like, I'm trying to retire by 40 and I'm trying to buy a house next. So like, me doing dumb shit, spending money, it needs to be a reason. And like, the reason was like, yo, let's celebrate. Is a rare occasion.
Yeah.
You know, like, it doesn't happen all the time. But I ask you that because whenever I have people visit, it's just an expensive weekend. Like, whether it's like, my parents are coming this weekend. It's gonna be expensive. My boy Chris was in here last week. You know, when girls from out of town hit me up like, oh, I'm gonna be in Vegas, come hang out with us tonight. It's like, they want to do Vegas shit, and I get it, bro. Like, I always make the joke how my friends would say shit like, yo, bro, how are you surviving in Vegas? I'd be dead in a week. I'm like, well, it's home now. Right? I moved here when I was 31, not 21. Very, very different.
I was 21.
Yeah, very different. So I don't think I'd be as mature if, I know for a fact I wouldn't be. But what I'm saying is, my issue is that it's such an expensive weekend. And the thing I would always tell my friends from back in New York, I'm like, bro, we grew up in New York City. Right? When people come to visit, they want to see Times Square.
Yeah.
They want to go to the Meatpacking District. They want to go to Hudson Yards, Midtown. Like, they want to go to popping spots. I can't tell them like, yo, come to Astoria. I know the spots. And it's my hometown and I love it.
Yeah.
But it's the same shit. Like, when people come visit Vegas, they want to go to Marquee and Hakkasan.
Yep.
They don't want to go to Durango.
You want me to tell you the secret? I'll give you the secret. I've been out here 15 years now.
Tell me, talk to me.
The secret is I pick people up from the airport. I pick you up at the beginning of your trip, make sure you get to your hotel,
and then that's it.
And then I let Vegas get you. And then I'll take you back out. Like, I have people come in town like literally 20 to 30 times a year.
Yeah.
Like, different people, sometimes same, you know, if it's the same person, I'll definitely spend time. But a lot of times, like, people come in town and I'll be busy or I won't answer my phone. And yeah, like, Vegas gets them. So it's like, you just let them fade out, because you're right. It is expensive, especially when you start talking dinners. The dinners out here, dinner can go from, you know, it's on average, it's at least going to be $150. That's like at the lowest it could possibly go.
I think that's a fair number for dinners in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, that's just two people. That's not saying you plus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm also saying like a person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like that I think is, if you go to a nice high-end restaurant and you get a couple sides, you get an entree, you get a couple of drinks, I think it's about $150.
Yeah. Yeah, especially you start talking drinks.
Yeah.
You drop a $30 drink on there, the money just jumped.
Yeah, you have 3.
That's $90.
Yeah.
Off rip. That's not saying. And then
we're having double shots of Casamigos on the rocks. It was like $42 a glass.
Yep. It's happening. It's happening. But yeah, the secret is someone can't ever say, I didn't see Nick. Nick got me from the airport. Can't say I didn't see you. And then, you know, Vegas gets people. So it's like they get into their stuff. They're drunk and loaded, whatever. And then, oh, it's time to leave. Oh, all right. Maybe you get them to the airport back. Maybe you don't.
Yeah.
But you saw them. So they can never be like, oh, yeah, I went to Vegas and Nick didn't, you know, Nick too big for me. No, I got you from the airport. I got you at the beginning of the trip. Got you to your hotel. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing that for years.
I fuck with that a lot.
I've been doing that for years. Yeah, no, I don't
fuck with that a lot.
Like, unless you came to see me. You know what I mean? There's a difference between coming to see me and coming to see Vegas.
Right.
Josh just lives in Vegas. Totally different game. If you came to see me, then I got a budget. But if you just came to Vegas and you wanted to see me, I'll see you.
Wow.
At the beginning.
That's your best take ever, I think. I really do. I think that's the best. That's the best shit. Yeah. No, that's good. That's clever, bro. I fuck with that. Yeah, definitely save us some money. Let me ask you a betting question.
Yeah.
Do you have a thing that you like betting on almost like by default? You're always going to bet this spot or this situation. Like one of mine is in the NFL.
Oh, okay. You're going to go with that one.
What
I thought you were gonna go with you're down 0-2.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. That's actually better because that just happened, right? So, like, down 0-2, coming back home for game 3, first half, I'm going to take you literally every single time. Yeah. I can remember off the top of my head the one time when I didn't do it, it was like when the Pistons were the 8th seed with Blake Griffin and they were playing whoever the 1 seed was. I was like, I'm not doing that, like, because I know they're bad.
That's throwing money away.
But for the most part, I'm taking that spot every time. And I think it was like 8-6 this year or 8-5. So it was a profitable approach. So that's one of them. Another one in the NFL with the NFL coming up in a couple months. And again, this is subjective because this is what everyone's perception of what good teams are. Mm-hmm. And it's subjective. I might think a team is good. You might think they're ass. We don't know who's right until the end. So if I see what I think is a good team on Sunday Night Football, standalone, get their shit punched in.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be undervalued the next week. I like taking them.
Yeah.
Right. So let's just say, for example, this year, we have a Ravens Bengals Sunday Night Football game, and the Ravens are at home, and the Bengals lose by 4 touchdowns, and then the next week the Bengals are at home against like the Jaguars, and you see the line and it's Bengals -2.5. When before the Sunday night game they were -7. They get their shit punched in. Now they're -2.5. I'm always taking the Bengals. So the reason why I bring that up is because my favorite score line to bet in soccer is 3-1, 4-1. And my logic is, the better, and this is always you take the favorite, right? Yeah. I would never take Paraguay to win 4-1, right? I would take Brazil, who is a -300 favorite.
Yeah.
And my logic has always been, all right, if you're watching the flow of a soccer game, a team goes up 2-0, the other team's going to press. Maybe they pull one back, then they're going to go to try to tie it, very similar to hockey. What's the worst lead in hockey that they say? 2-0.
Yeah,
which is always wild to me because I'd rather be up 2-0 than down 2-0. But I get the logic of maybe you're being complacent, you're sort of packing it in, parking the bus, to use a soccer term. So team goes up 2-0, maybe they get one to make it 2-1, and then they're pressing forward. They leave themselves susceptible for counters. Then you get your 3-1.
Yeah.
So that's always been like my favorite score line in soccer is 3-1, 4-1. Do you have any spots that you kind of always bet? Because every Euro Cup game, I bet the favorite 3-1, and it's been pretty successful.
For me, let's see. In football, beginning of the season, I always bet the best quarterback. Like no matter what the what's going on, what happened. If you have the better quarterback, I'm betting your team. In college basketball, in the tournament, I always bet the coaches. Because I don't watch enough. I don't think any of us watch enough college hoops. You definitely don't watch enough college hoops. You don't watch college at all. But for college basketball, I'm always going to bet the coach. Because for some reason in the tournament, man, certain coaches just have it and some coaches don't. And the ones that have it, I'm always going to ride them going to the Sweet 16 because they're always there. Like, it's the same dudes. Like, you really look back, probably 5 of the, 40-some, 50, whatever coaches that have made it to that spot are random, but most of them are the same dudes. Now, they might lose there because at that point now the teams might just fall apart, but overall, bet the coaches. Bet the coaches, bet the quarterbacks.
I like it, yeah. I mean, dude, I don't even like college. You want me to watch college sports? Like, I didn't even like college, bro. I can't do college sports. I'll never be able to do college sports.
You liked college sports when you were playing football there. Even then?
No, even then, bro. Like I posted about this around maybe not this time last year, but after NFL ended, I watched a UFL game.
Yeah.
Or XFL. It was XFL.
Okay, yeah. XFL last year. Yeah.
And I came to the realization that I don't like football. I love NFL football.
Oh, wow.
Like, I'll watch. I mean, as far as watching.
Yeah.
I'll watch NFL football.
Yeah.
I ain't doing UFL, USFL, XFL, AFL, CFL. Any FL, unless it's NFL,
Yeah.
I ain't doing it.
Not paying attention.
And I'm not doing college either.
Dang. Yeah. See, so remember, Vegas had the team last year, the XFL team, and I had I was credentialed. I went to probably 4 games. Good games. Like they were exciting to watch, you know what I'm saying? Back, I don't remember if you weren't here obviously, but probably about 10 years ago, we had the Lingerie Football League out here in Vegas. The girls were great. Like those were some of the most exciting football games I ever went to. They're running flea flickers, throwing bombs. It was like, okay. And you know, boobs is coming out. Like it's a great time. Great time had by all. But I'm with you. I understand. College, you know, I guess the thing about college, they're not pros. You're not pros. So you're going to get the blown assignments. You're going to get the, oh, my girlfriend dumped me, so I'm looking like absolute hot trash juice today. You get that a lot more than you would with pros. So that's both good and bad. You know what I mean? Like, if it's good for you if it's your team and they're blowing assignments left and right, but it's bad for you if it's your team and, you know, our defense looks like trash today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's just different, man. I need the quality of play to be good.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the allure of it. The quality isn't as good.
Yo, bro, let me tell you something. If it wasn't for sports betting, March Madness would be the worst product of all time.
Think so.
Bro, it's you liked 18 missed layups and 27 missed free throws and just it's just what, but there's an appeal to it because of the betting aspect. Like, let's not get crazy, bro. That's why March Madness is equivalent. Like, March Madness weekend, that first one's like equivalent to the Super Bowl.
Yes. No, especially that first week. Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of it is because it's the upsets and it's the buzzer beaters and all that shit. But a lot of the actual basketball, if it wasn't for betting, that shit sucks.
Wow.
It is not good. Yeah. Guaranteed, bro. The betting appeal makes everything way more interesting. It just absolutely does.
I guess the one side of it, that I would push back on that is because many years I wasn't betting on it. You know what I mean? Now, granted, you might have your office pool or whatever, and you're watching your bracket. I guess there's more bragging rights just in the bracket. But the upsets are exciting because, you know, this small team might take down a big team, and the big team came in. They were taking a small team for granted, and the small team is, like, playing their guts out. Like, so the misses that you're talking about, sure, they're missing shots, but at the same time, this other team is, you know, playing outside their heads. Sometimes that's exciting too. I like to see the underdog. You like Rocky, you know what I mean? You watch the underdog.
No, the underdog is cool, man. It's cool. But then what happens is eventually you get like Norfolk State against a Kentucky. It might be a bad example because I don't know how good Kentucky is now.
Norfolk State is that's a pretty fair. The pride of the green and gold.
Yeah,
Spartans.
But I don't know. It's just something I can't get behind. I don't think I'll ever be able to get behind.
You're not a college man. I understand.
Not a college man. All right, let's pivot over to the NBA. A couple guys signed contracts, and within the conversation, what I want to have with you is, I more so want to. Is it right? Is it wrong? And I just have questions about certain things. And I want to start with KCP. All right, KCP goes to the Magic.
Yep. 3 years, 66, right?
Yeah. Really good contract for him. He got his rings already. Now he's just trying to get paid. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with you trying to get paid.
Yeah.
My question to you, how good is KCP? Or are we just a victim of the Joker impact that elevated him to where we were like, oh shit, KCP's not playing tonight for the Nuggets, it matters?
No, he's a very functional NBA starter.
Okay.
Because he played on my Wizards.
Okay.
Remember, it was between the Lakers win in the bubble and then the Nuggets win. He played on the Wizards.
Okay.
And he was
a Piston originally.
Yeah. He's a very solid NBA player. Great defender.
Sure.
Great defender. I mean, it sucks that he leaves the Nuggets just because on that team, he was perfect for his role on that team.
And that's what I was getting at.
Oh, no,
with
perfect.
the conversation.
Yeah, perfect.
And how much of him being the perfect player on that team is because Joker and the Joker impact.
Well, because he's able to play his role. He's able to be a champion at his role. Now going to the Magic, his role might evolve a little bit, but his main role, truthfully, it might not change that much because Paolo's still your guy. You're not asking him to come in and be the guy. You're asking him to come in and be a very good vet with championship metal that can help elevate a young team. So in that, he actually still is great, and he's not, 3 years, 66, he's getting 20-some mil a year. He's still not breaking your pockets. I would have loved to see him stay in Denver because he was really good in his role in Denver. But going to Orlando, it's a perfect spot. Really good spot, and a young team that's elevating, made the playoffs this year, had a pretty solid showing in the playoffs. They got beat, but you put him on that team and see if possibly they can put the pieces together and get better.
Yeah, I'm just always curious when you have an impact player like a Joker, because he kind of reminds me of Brady in the sense of how he elevated so many guys around them. Either they were nobodies before they got to Brady, or when they left, they became nobodies, right? Like, remember Deion Branch won Super Bowl MVP, got traded to the Seahawks, or signed with the Seahawks, then came back.
Yeah. And it was bad both times when he was with the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Came back still bad.
So, what was Wes Rucker was a bona fide punt returner until he came to New England. And Julian Edelman was a cornerback that they tried to convert. And then all of a sudden is probably the greatest postseason wide receiver outside of Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
Right. So how much of KCP's impact and him standing out is because he had Joker and he had the infrastructure of the Nuggets led by Joker. So I'm always just a little hesitant about that. But if you're him, man, and put it to you this way, if I was a player, I feel like the first early years of my career, I'm chasing the ring.
Oh, for sure.
Once I get a ring, let me get some money. Now, if I can pursue both at the same time, fire.
Yeah.
But it's only the upper echelon of guys that are going to get the 360 and be able to win a title. Like, they're getting the money and they're winning the rings. Like, Tatum is probably going to get paid either this year or next year. I think he's eligible for like north of 350-ish, right? So he got his ring and he's going to get his money. And if it wasn't for getting the ring, he'd still get his money.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm trying to get as much money as I can. So if you're KCP, by all means, go. You got your 2 titles.
Are you pro camp? You'd rather have like James Harden or Carmelo's career, or would you rather have Robert Ory's career?
I much rather have Melo or James Harden.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Like, because I've asked some of my NBA guys this too.
They've been all NBA.
Yeah.
They've won MVPs. Well, Harden has.
Yeah.
He's made a fucking fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
He's been a generational talent.
Yes.
Like, you can't talk about the 2010s without him.
Can't deny it. Yep.
Yeah, I'd much rather have that than be, all right, you hit a bunch of big shots for your team, big shot Bob, but you ain't never anywhere near top 100, top 200 players of all time, and you got all these titles. Like, nah, I'd rather have fucking $500 million and was a predominantly all NBA guy year in, year out.
I guess so, because Jerome is so funny because my brother was saying the same. He was a little bit more hesitant than everyone else. Like everybody else, I asked Marcus Banks. Who else have I asked that question to? I asked a few of my NBA. Oh, Nick Young. I asked a few of my other NBA guys, and they all take Melo over Robert Ory. And I guess my only feeling is because Nick Young's the only one of those guys that won a title. Like we're playing for the title now. I can't remember who one of the guys.
Now hold on, can I push back just a little bit?
Go
I
ahead.
hate to cut you off.
Go ahead.
When you say win a title,
Yeah.
do you mean a Dirk Nowitzki title? Or do you mean I'm Robert Horry? Like I won a ring and I'm the 8th option on the team, or I won one ring but I was Dirk when I won it. Like I was the man.
No. I specifically said Robert Horry's career. So
Right.
Robert Horry, back-to-back titles in Houston, was one of the main threats
Right.
in Houston. Won 3 titles with the Lakers. Was probably the 3rd option, maybe 4th option after Kobe and Shaq, and then wins 2 more rings with the Spurs, and is still probably the 4th option there because
Okay.
that was later in his career. No, not Dirk, where you're the premier guy, not just winning a title. He's had a career. He had a career where like literally in any of those cities, Robert Horry could put up some kind of business, and the business could thrive. Like Robert Horry could just have a big shot bar, and that thing could go stupid in any of those cities and become a brand. I'd rather be in just be a part of the fabric of a city and those in so many different spots versus just all the money. I don't know. I always want to win.
Okay, so fans of Veterans Minimum that have been listening for a very, very long time knows that one time we discussed on the show, whose career would you rather have?
Okay.
Dirk Nowitzki or Manu Ginobili's?
Oh.
It was an episode idea that I had
Okay.
that we discussed. It was during like a summer series. And if you think about it, it kind of ties in to what you're saying. Now, I don't know how much money these guys have made, but I'm pretty sure
That one's a little different.
Dirk has made a lot more.
Yes.
But like Dirk's title, I think, is one of the more impactful and significant player titles ever.
Yeah.
Like he literally carried that team. And then if you look at the strength of schedule, like he beat the Thunder, beat the Lakers.
Beat the Lakers all in their runs, too.
Yeah. Like this is like they're still like in their prime.
Yeah.
And then he beat the Heat.
With the Heatles.
The big 3.
Yeah.
So, and look, he had a lot of talent around him. They built that like grizzled veteran team, but it was Dirk.
It was Dirk.
It was Dirk.
And the one leg fade.
So to me, Dirk's title it might equal more than one.
Okay, I see where you're going. Okay. Yeah. Would I rather be Manu or would I rather be Dirk? I'd rather be Dirk simply because I got it done with the franchise that drafted me, and I was the franchise player, and I have MVPs. You know what I'm saying? Like he has the whole thing. Now, granted, Manu has more. Manu has a gold medal. Manu has those other things, but in the end, yeah, Dirk more became a global star. Manu was an Argentinian star. Like he became a big NBA star, but you say Dirk right now, people still know what it means.
I feel like both of them kind of changed the perception of international basketball players.
1000%.
And
1000%.
you mentioned him winning a gold medal.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only gold medal that I think is significant and matters in basketball.
Yeah.
Like, yo, when people like Carmelo Anthony is such a big polarizing Knick like legacy guy. I feel like his career has aged better now. Now you're like, damn, bro, Melo is the only guy that came to us. He's the only one that stuck around, kind of, wore the New York hat.
Yeah. Took the shots.
Took the shots
from everywhere.
Yeah, like he kind of, his career aged well. But at the time, it was a very polarizing topic. Like, why'd he come here, jeopardize all the draft picks, set the franchise back, like all that shit. And a lot of my Knick friend fans would mention his accolades, and they'd mention his gold medals. And that's when I knew I defeated them in a conversation. If you're an American basketball player and you tell me how many gold medals you have, that doesn't matter to me. But how I told you about Dirk winning that one title, like if you're from Argentina, if you're from Canada this year and you win a gold medal, like, yeah, that's dope. But if LeBron wins a gold medal with Team USA,
it was expected.
That should be the last thing read on his career accomplishments.
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I'm saying to you?
Yo, yeah, no, 1,000%. Like when he did it, that was when America went to sleep. But at the same time, he was the best international basketball player.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
You can definitely put it up there, for sure. I'm trying to think who was the silver, because I know we got bronze. I'm trying to think who silver was that year. That's gonna bother me.
I think it was Greece, wasn't it?
Might have been. It wasn't Spain. I don't think so.
I don't know. We'd have to go check.
We had to check.
We'd have to go
had to
check.
get to the bottom of that
Yeah.
later.
Speaking of rings, a guy that is chasing a ring and has been getting paid is Paul George. 4 for 212
Yes.
now with the 76ers. Can I tell you why I like this move?
Sure.
If you're Paul George, you're looking at the landscape of the West. You're like, I got to get the fuck out of here. It's cool to play at home. I love it. It was my dream to go back to LA. Maybe not for the Clippers. Maybe I wanted to play with the Lakers. But I end up in LA. Now I leave. But if he was serious about winning a title, I think this tells me that he's serious about winning a title, because your path to get to the finals through the East is a lot easier than going through the West.
Oh, yeah.
Even though the East, like, the Knicks are now legit. And
Yeah.
you still got Boston. You join the 76ers with Maxey and Embiid. Who knows what the Magic are going to look like? What's going to happen with the Cavs? What's happening with Milwaukee? Shit, this time last year, we all had a hard-on from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, we don't like them. So it's an easier path for you, even though the best team in the league is in your conference. So to me, it shows me that he really wants to win. And look, 212
I was about to
million
say
is nice.
212 million. It doesn't hurt.
It don't hurt at all. But him leaving the West, I think, was a great move for him. If he is ring chasing, got his bag also, I think that's what that tells me.
Yeah, no. I mean, look, going to Philly, and then also remember Maxey signed his baby Max for 5 years. I think it was 206. Let me scroll up in my little situation. It was 204. Them bringing him back as well. The Sixers are gonna have something to say. The Sixers were a tough out for the Knicks. That was the worst possible matchup that the Knicks were gonna have in the first round. And I think the Knicks did them a huge push for the future in beating the Sixers, and taking out Embiid. Now, granted, Embiid was not at full strength. We all know that. We all could see that, but they still did it. The East is going to be interesting next year. It's going to be interesting because, like you said, the Knicks getting Mikal Bridges, re-signing OG. You know what I mean? They lose Hartenstein to the Thunder, but still continuing to revamp that roster. It's one of my Knicks friends was saying this is the best top to bottom roster he's seen the Knicks have in his lifetime. I tried to remind him about Mark Jackson, Bernard King, and Patrick Ewing, and he wasn't having any of it. But it's gonna be interesting. I'm interested to see what happens this year.
No, I would agree. I think the Knicks would have had the best roster in the playoffs if it wasn't for all those guys getting hurt, like the depth of it. People forget Josh Hart was not expected to be a starter.
Yeah.
But he got forced to be a starter. So now if you're looking at it, if you could bring a guy like Josh Hart off the bench, Deuce McBride off the bench, who knows what you do with Randall?
Good Lord,
probably
you got to use him you have to use your bench.
Yeah.
Come on, Tibbs.
Yeah. Well, I think he would have, bro. Like, if you lost Mitchell Robinson, you lost Bogdanovich.
Yep.
You lost even Brunson got hurt at the end, right? Like, a lot of the bench was going to be the biggest asset that they had.
Yeah.
Tibbs would have went, but he didn't because he didn't have no bodies left.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, he was on G League players at this point at the end.
Burks was becoming like a heat check guy.
Yeah.
And you had to throw him out there. So I think with Paul George, he's chasing the ring, but he's also getting paid in the process, which is good for him. And it leads me to the last guy I really want to discuss because, bro, I have a big problem with the fallout of Klay Thompson leaving the Warriors. And a lot of people in media, a lot of people from his camp, and even himself saying that he felt disrespected by the Warriors, and how dare they, not offer him what he's worth and whatnot. It's like, bro, have we forgotten that he tore his Achilles and then his ACL in back-to-back years? He didn't play for 2 years. And they paid him $67 million when he was injured.
Yeah.
And then last year, you know what he was making last year when he had his worst season of his career? $43 million. That means 3 of the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Right? Let's just say 4 years for this story to make sense. They gave you $100 million, and you were either recovering from back-to-back serious injuries, and then you had a shitty-ass year to the point where, like, they benched you, bro.
Truth.
And in a deciding game, you had 0 points.
Also truth.
I don't want to hear nothing about disloyalty and feeling disrespected. Because they gave you $100 million for 3 seasons that you didn't do nothing. Like, that's where... It's like when Daryl Morey and James Harden got into it.
Yeah.
And he called them a liar.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I hope one day someone gives me $250 million. You call me whatever you want.
Every name you could think of.
Whatever you want.
I'll let it all wash through.
Whatever you want.
Klay Thompson's 35, 34, just turned 34 this year. Any significant money to a 34-year-old that's coming off of that list of injuries. Talked about it earlier on the show. He, outside of their championship run from 2 years ago, has been a diminished player from a defensive standpoint. He's not, because his calling card was always he's the best defender in the league, elite three-point shooter. Both those calling cards have diminished, and you still want us to pay you more than $20 million a year? Like, there's different, like, and that's the real sad part about all this for me, truthfully, because the Warriors had an opportunity to become the Spurs, meaning they were able to reload on the fly. They had the injuries, Klay got hurt, Steph got hurt, Draymond was hurt, and they had all those years of, we pick up Weissman, we pick up Jordan Poole, we pick up Kuminga, all of that. They get the youth in. Outside of Steph, truthfully, it should have been Draymond and Klay doing the right thing and giving some money back to the organization so they could continue to rebuild the organization while still in a championship window. And they didn't do that. Everybody got selfish at the end. Like you said, they gave him $100 million to really be at the crib, truthfully. Draymond should have never gotten another $100 million deal. That was lunacy and asinine to begin with anyway. But that happened. They had an opportunity to really continue forward. Jordan Poole shouldn't have been an idiot. He should have stayed there and continued to evolve, within the system. I mean, they could have been the Spurs. They could have been this generation Spurs.
Yeah. You know who Jurgen Klinsmann is?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so when
he became national team, German.
when he came to the U.S. and he coached the team, it was right around the time that Kobe signed that last contract.
Yes.
And what was he making? $20 million a year with the Lakers?
So 20 to 30.
Right. And they asked him about it, and he said it's the only place in the world where people pay you for past accomplishments. Mm-hmm. Right. Remember when Derek Jeter had the beef with the Yankees, how he was going to maybe go to the Red Sox? And I just watched his documentary again. It's up there with The Last Dance. So good, bro. It doesn't get the same love, but so good. Fucking good. Yeah. But he was saying how, I wanted them to make a respectable offer. Now, what is a respectable offer? Bro, you're a $6 million player going into your last year. Like what you are at 38, 39 years old right now.
Yeah.
The talent on the field, that's your worth. But we're paying you the legacy tax. We're paying you for the jersey sales. We're paying you for preventing the outrage of our fan base of like, how do you let Dirk leave Dallas? He should have been a lifer. How do you let Jeter go to the enemy or whatever it might be?
Sure. And
Golden State not giving them the money is why this team's going to be able to rebuild quicker.
Yep.
Because, bro, I don't want my team doing that. Like, yeah, bro, you gave us a decade plus and you bought us all these titles, cool. But Cam said this on his show yesterday. It's a what have you done for me lately business. And I feel like that's how everything is, bro. your work, my work, relationships, business deals, your performance is what have you done for me lately? You know what drives me crazy? When they show Andrei Arlovsky in the UFC and they go the former UFC heavyweight champion and they try to hype it up like no, bro, that was 15 years ago. How different was your life 15 years ago? How different were you 3 years ago? When they talk about like, oh, if he could turn it back to 2016 Klay, what, 8 years ago? 9 years ago?
That's
if you're
not
going
coming back.
Bro, it's not possible.
Yeah.
It's not possible. You're getting old, bro.
Now, do you feel like when you mention Kobe, do you feel like certain players are just they do have a different set of rules? Because I cannot let you walk out of this room and be someone else's team. Like there's too much value in it. Like Steph Curry.
Right.
Pay him. One, he's still very valuable.
Right.
He's still himself.
He's still a top 10 player.
He's still
in the league.
himself. But you know what I mean? But like, for instance, maybe he gets to the end of this contract, he wants to play 2 more years. Pay him again because of what he's done. Because you built a freaking arena off his back.
Well, to your point about paying him his worth, I feel like Curry's one of the 10 athletes in professional sports that are underpaid.
Yeah.
So yeah, pay him until he's in a wheelchair. Like if he's playing,
keep paying him. Bobby Bonilla him.
I think, yeah, for sure. But look, man, if you're not good, you should be paid what your worth is.
Yeah.
I don't want to strive for same pay or equal pay for anything. It's like, nah, pay me what I'm worth, bro. Yeah. Like. Maybe equal pay is we both make 100,000, but maybe I'm worth 1.2 million. That's what I want. I want you to pay me what I'm worth, not what it is you think the market is and shit. Like, nah, bro. CD Lamb right now, he's holding out. It's like, bro, I'm up there. My numbers, and I didn't really think about this until I looked at the graphic of the side by side. Yo, if you erase the name and the graphic and you just look at the numbers. Him and Justin Jefferson are right there, bro.
Yeah.
They are right there. And both of them have had no other receiver to take attention off of them. They're the team's #1 target. They're basically the entire offense. And CeeDee Lamb is looking at it like, yo, my worth right now is I'm a $32 million wide receiver like Jet is.
Yeah.
Yo, pay people what they're worth. That's always been my thing.
Yeah.
And if you're an athlete, like, I'm not slighting Klay for leaving. I'm saying I'm backing the organization. But again, I've said this all the time. It's the only thing that I'm hypocritical about because I love what the Warriors did. Like, good luck on your future endeavors, bro. You're not a $30 million player anymore.
Period.
But if you're Klay and you could go and get 3 for 50, by all means, go and do it.
Yeah. God bless you. Yeah. No, but to your point, shouldn't have any problems, and there shouldn't be any conversation of disrespect because there isn't any disrespect.
I'm trying to look up one last thing before we go.
Yep.
And it's how the betting markets reacted to the 4-year, $212 million deal for the 76ers and changed just a little bit. So the Celtics went from +130 to +150 to win the East. The Celtics are now 14-1 odds to win the title. And check this out. Before the deal, they were 100-1 to win the title.
Yeah.
So that's a massive.
That's a jump.
Yeah. It's a massive jump. So, look, man, I think it goes to show you sometimes what the betting markets tell you. They're very objective about your teams.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to look at that sometimes. You know, like how we feel about a player getting traded to a certain team, what does the betting markets do? Like my favorite is when it's like, oh shit, we just signed so-and-so. It's like odds before the deal, odds after the deal. And it's like the same. It doesn't really matter. But I do like Klay going to Dallas. I think there's going to be less pressure on him. If you're asking him to be your 3rd, 4th, 5th option, that's great. Yeah. I think that's where
he is at his career.
Right now, yeah. So it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. We are coming up on a break soon. We got about like 5 more shows that we're recording, and then we're taking the summer off, and then we'll be back for football. So I appreciate everyone listening. Thank you for the continued support. Big shout out to the YouTube. The YouTube has gotten over 3,000 new subscribers in the last month.
I don't want to hear that stuff. Congratulations.
One YouTube short went crazy. Shout out to Hakimi. And yeah, man, it's been really dope, and hopefully you guys are following the Patreon picks. We've been hot. And we still have some futures, even though England was putting us through it yesterday. England was definitely putting us through it. By the way, the reverse jinx has never been more back, because I tweeted out yesterday.
Yeah.
When it's like the 85th minute, and I tweet out, this team ain't winning shit. That shit ain't never coming home. Bum team. And then I quote tweeted and I go, I'm a visionary. Never lost doubt. England has scored 2 goals since this tweet. The reverse jinx is an all-timer, bro.
Oh, my God.
Sometimes
Basura.
I'll be like, yo,
in
fuck
Portuguese.
this team, bro. Fuck this team.
Trash.
And then they turn it around. Yeah. But hey, man, at Nick Dais 10 is where you can find me. All things Veterans Minimum or at Veterans Minimum. Josh, where can they find you and what you're working on?
Oh, man, right in this studio that you see us in right now, the American Fan 365. Like, share, subscribe on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Facebook, everywhere. Yep.
Catch you guys next time.
In his element, I'm a gold medalist, bronze like your medal is. So many deer in headlights, but it's bedtime. Hear that supper bell, main course, be the venison.
Dab. Most dangerous game. Either kill or be